The teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the out of him back. This is a weak, cruel man that takes it out.
Tim Walz, the man suddenly in the national spotlight, the man whom many thought was just a steady hand in politics, has found himself at the center of a firestorm. Because when Tyrus, the outspoken commentator who pulls no punches, took the stage and laid it all out, live, raw, unfiltered, the cracks in Walz's carefully built image began to show. And the reaction? Immediate, explosive, and impossible to ignore. What Tyrus did wasn't just commentary. It was exposure, because he reached right into the places Walz wanted hidden, the decisions and the stories that never made it into campaign speeches.
Yeah. A teacher snatches the bully's ass up. Yeah. Come sit with me. That's what I know. Someone's bullying. Oh, you can sit with me for a while. And then I would lean on him. I'd bully him back. He's not a teacher. He's not a politician. He's a creepy guy who can't remember his speeches. I don't know what the hell was in the water in that White House, or was everyone on the same bad cocaine? But Kamala can't speak, he can't speak. Biden was so high he couldn't remember anything. Like, this is literally the dumbest administration of all time. Why is he talking?
It really is the ultimate clown show. And I said this in the 5. He's a clown without...
The contradictions that sit under the surface of every polished politician, and he ripped them wide open in front of millions watching. The crowd knew it. The audience at home knew it. You could feel the tension in the air. This wasn't just political theater. This was revelation, a dismantling, a moment where the mask slipped and the real face of politics came into view. And Walz? He didn't handle it with calm. He didn't laugh it off. He didn't deflect. He erupted, because when pressure hits hard and truth cuts deep, composure breaks. And that's exactly what happened. Live, unscripted, undeniable. For years, Walz has built his narrative, soldier, teacher, governor, a man of the people. But when Tyrus pressed, when the questions got sharp, when the facts couldn't be spun, the anger spilled over. And what we saw wasn't strength. It was vulnerability. It was frustration. It was the side no politician ever wants the public to see. And that's the moment that's now making waves. The clip that's spreading across every platform. The exchange that people are dissecting frame by frame. Because this wasn't just a clash of personalities. It was a collision between image and reality, between what's sold and what's hidden. And the fallout? It's only just beginning.
My tweets, my DMs, like just one arm, and I just want to slap the. He's so weak. He brings nothing. If you were gonna go after someone, man to man, hit him with a fact. Hit him with something real.
Yes.
You don't have anything. And here's the cold part. If Elon called him up and said, "Hey Tim, you want a job?" he would take it, because that's what spineless. He would, and when he was questioned, he was like, "I was just holding him in account. You know, I respect him, and I'm so happy to be working for X." He is the worst player on their team, and they don't mind sending him out because
They're trying to get him off the table.
Yeah.
They're putting him out early so he can't be a factor later.
Now let's dig deeper, because what Tyrus dropped on live TV wasn't just a heated debate moment. It was a laundry list of contradictions, of hidden truths, of decisions Tim Walz hoped would stay buried. And when you start peeling those layers back, the story gets darker, the questions get sharper, and the public reaction becomes impossible to contain. Tyrus pointed directly at Walz's record. Not the polished campaign version, not the press releases, but the inconsistencies, the controversies, the moments that were carefully brushed aside. And the biggest one? His military service, a cornerstone of Walz's political image, presented as the proud soldier who walked away with honor. But critics, and now Tyrus, have long argued the timeline doesn't add up. That Walz stepped back right as his unit was preparing to deploy, and that decision has shadowed him for years, whispered about in political circles, but rarely confronted head-on, until now. And then there's his record as governor, painted as pragmatic, but riddled with questions, from his handling of protests that spiraled into chaos, to accusations of weakness in moments that demanded leadership. Tyrus laid it bare, asking the questions so many have tiptoed around. Was Walz really the steady hand he claims to be? Or was he just dodging responsibility when things got tough? The deeper issue here isn't just Walz's choices, it's the pattern. The tendency to present one version of himself in front of cameras and another behind closed doors, the smile, the calm voice, the man of the people act, but when pressed, when confronted, the cracks reveal something very different. That's why this moment went viral, because the audience isn't just watching Walz defend himself, they're watching his brand unravel in real time. They're watching someone who built a career on carefully managed appearances suddenly lose control of the narrative. And in today's climate, once that narrative slips, it's almost impossible to get it back. And Walz knows it. That's why he erupted. Why the mask dropped? Because the one thing every politician fears most is being exposed, not by opponents behind closed doors, but in front of millions live unedited, unspinnable. So where does this leave him now? With an image damaged, with questions louder than ever, with a public that just got a raw, unfiltered look at a side of him he never wanted them to see, and with critics circling, ready to turn this viral moment into a campaign-destroying narrative.
Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, feels sorry for him. But they made a bad...
Because once the truth, or even just the perception of it, hits the surface, once it spreads across social media, stitched into clips, debated on podcasts, plastered on headlines, it doesn't go away, it doesn't fade, it defines. And right now, Walz is being defined not by his speeches, not by his policies, but by that eruption, that exposure, that moment Tyrus forced into the light. And that's why this isn't just a TV segment. This is a turning point, a moment that could shape the way voters see him from here on out. Because in politics, once the curtain drops, there's no pulling it back up. So when we ask what really happened on that stage, the answer is simple. The truth broke through, and Tim Walz couldn't stop it.